Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, major stars turn heel on AEW Dynamite.
AEW have filmed a Jay Briscoe tribute show after last night's Dynamite.
William Regal has revealed that his AEW role wasn't what was originally planned.
And the WWE Network / Peacock have cut indie wrestling content. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Well, let's kick things off by talking about Dynamite a little bit. Obviously, if you want our full thoughts on the show, podcast later on.
Hot take, Bryan Danielson versus Bandido, quite good.
Tweet that, 8,000 likes out of nowhere. Simon Miller, Ups and Downs video coming later today. I'll have the Ups and Downs article on the website coming later today as well. Get our full thoughts there. But we'll talk a little bit about Tony Storm and Saraya, who seemed to turn heel last night, which is smart, sensible, makes sense, because people had really soured on the former Paige lately, so you might as well lean into that and pivot with a heel turn. So, recent weeks, they've kind of been teasing that Hikaru Shida might turn.
Yeah.
Because the deal was, the mystery partner, all of that stuff, they were sitting in a row during the interview, and Saraya picked up Tony Storm, you're my partner, and Shida was like, hey, I'm good as well, why'd you do that? And she was like sitting there. She cost them that tag match last week when she gave the kendo stick, slid it in the ring. Britt Baker hit Tony with it, and then Jamie Hayter got the pin after a lariat. So it looked like Shida was going to turn. Last night, the match was Tony Storm versus Willow Nightingale. Now,
you can't be a babyface against Willow Nightingale.
That's exactly what I was about to say. There's no chance. She is the insuppressible, most babyface human in the universe. So when they put that match together, I was like, this is freaking weird, because Tony's a face as well. And it started off like nice and faces wrestling each other, like respectful little counters and stuff. And then Tony went to shake her hand and just kicked her, didn't she? Or slapped her or whatever it was. Saraya got up on the apron, distracted the referee. Tony pinned Willow with a handful of tights. Ugh. The heels then beat Willow down after, the new heel, are they heels? Was this a turn? It certainly felt like one.
Yeah.
They beat Willow down after the bell. Ruby Soho came down for the save because she's been aligned with Willow as of late, while Shida was on the outside going, what the hell's going on? I was supposed to turn, not you guys. That's not what she was thinking.
Yes.
But there you go. I think this makes sense. I think it's just pivoting to match the reactions. It is an example of a wrestling company listening to how people are receiving Saraya. They have not been particularly fond of her in recent weeks. I see why. She's come in, she's done this act where it's like, I'm a big star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the Tokyo Dome. When she meant Sumo Hall, of course. And she's done this kind of big blockbuster stuff. That's not a babyface act in AEW. So I think this is smart.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, because I feel like still really sorry for Hikaru Shida, who just feels like
stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah, a piece of trash amongst all this.
Who are the climbs and the jokers in this situation?
Then it's like, okay, well, maybe she'll get a bit of agency by turning heel. Now she hasn't got that. And, the reason they've done this, like you say, is the crowd response. But that's because they just booked Saraya so weird. She came in, everyone was ready to cheer her to the rafters because of her story. And then, they had her act like that and be like, hey, it's the women's revolution. And then Britt Baker.
I don't think they had her act like that. I think she acted.
Well, maybe.
This is not a scripted company.
Yeah, and then Britt Baker, as the heel, just laid out all the reasons why actually Britt Baker maybe should have been the babyface in this feud. But I'm glad that they made a decision on this, because it's just felt so weird in recent weeks. And let's move on from the whole, is it going to be Mercedes Moné being her partner? Because I don't know what happened there.
That was ridiculous. The ridiculous, overblown online... No, I'm not getting into this.
Yes.
I'm not getting into this, but the reaction to that was absurd. Britt shouldn't have said that line, but calm down, everybody.
It was AEW's fault for teasing her. So.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. They could have just cut that out of the promo and no one would have said that AEW...
But it's not scripted.
Yeah. But that was edited, so that wasn't live. So Tony was like, oh, maybe people think it's going to be the former Slash. Anyway, this is what it's about.
Disagree.
Exactly. Let us know your thoughts on the heel.
But you're overreacting.
In the comment section below. Following last night's Dynamite, there was a tribute show filmed for the late Jay Briscoe. Of course, awful news breaking of his passing yesterday. And Tony Khan, I think midway through the show, came out and announced plans that they weren't only going to film Rampage, but something special.
Yeah.
It turned out to be the Jay Briscoe Celebration of Life, which of course they've done previously for the late Brody Lee. No word on when that's going to air, but it is going to be on Ring of Honor's Honor Club platform. A lovely touch. I mean, it's been lovely across the industry, the response.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, mate. I was planning last night to watch some Jay Briscoe matches, and every time I went to do it, it hit me. This is it. Well, there's not going to be any more Jay Briscoe matches. And whilst it's been amazing to hear all these stories, and we were watching promos and stuff with him and his brother yesterday, this is taking me a while to really sink in.
Yeah, absolutely, and it will continue to do so. I personally went down the promo route rather than the match route, but I will go and watch a bunch of Briscoe's matches, obviously.
That one in the barn that you showed
Oh,
me.
my goodness, the Terry Funk. Terry Funk ain't wearing no damn mouthpiece. Do I look like a rational thinker? He shoots a bottle with a shotgun.
It's the way he jumps.
It's crazy. Michael Sidgwick sent me this one last night where he's like, he's pissed off. He's setting up for a match. It's against the Young Bucks, and like they've just had to like call a group of chickens that they've had on the farm, and it's cost them $50,000. And Jay's just like throwing these dead chickens around. It's like it was such a authentic, unique pro wrestler. I'm glad they've gone down this route with it. I'm glad they're branding it a Ring of Honor show as well, because obviously he's a foundational piece of that promotion. There are spoilers out there. We will not spoil that show for you. That would be ghoulish. We do have the card on our website with no spoilers. The main event looks particularly like fitting for this show, so go and have a look at that if you want to see it. And once again, rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. Remember, it's a father to 3 children, a husband, a brother, a son. That's what matters most in these times, and it's just a horrible loss, and its full breadth will be felt for a long time.
Yeah, really heartbreaking stuff. And I should mention, there was a graphic at the start of AEW Dynamite and lovely nods to Jay Briscoe throughout the show, particularly from the likes of the Young Bucks, for example.
True. Yeah, all the way.
What's next?
I forgot, because
how
could you not?
It's a weird few days, this.
William Regal.
That's it.
Need to talk about his appearance on Scroobius Pip's Distraction Pieces. By the way, for more stuff on Jay Briscoe, check out Simon Miller's tribute that we uploaded yesterday.
Lovely video.
Tremendous job from Simon, really fitting. And there we go. William Regal, he was on Scroobius Pip's Distraction Pieces.
Genuinely one of the best podcasts out there that isn't. I love Scroobius Pip.
Bad times are coming, let them come, in the words of the great man. But yeah, Regal was on there, and he said some interesting stuff about his role in AEW. Now, obviously, he's left AEW to go back to WWE, which I think is just a good move for him, and a nice thing across the
Charlie
board.
Dempsey's in NXT, isn't he?
Yeah, it's the right thing to do.
It's the absolute best.
So
that's what it is.
Talking a little bit about all of this, and basically said that what had happened in the past few months, in his view, in AEW, were a little bit too much about him and not enough about the talent he was supporting. So I'll read a quote. There's a lot that happened this year. There's a lot of things that made me go, I'm quite happy not being in the limelight. And I may have been for many months. I had my time. The last few months of AEW was getting far too much about me, and it should have been about the talent I was with, not about me. I'm quite happy being in the background. Continued. I couldn't have had a better last few months as far as TV and doing that, but I didn't want to go there with that intention. The intention was to do something different, and it just never... It started off the way it did, but I didn't expect it to end up being this thing where it was for the past several months. It's Regal, he uses a lot of words. Where I just became talent. I went there with a different plan because I was asked to go there and help out in a different capacity, and it never transpired. So I think if you bring in William Regal, right, and you only really use him as a talent towards the end, that seems like a pretty egregious waste to me, brother.
I agree. It was intriguing to read something like this, because when we spoke to him, he does just say, look, he's not going to go out there and go up to people and say, here's what you're doing, here's what you need to be doing differently, but he always said, and he said this on multiple interviews, that he'd turn up with the likes of Claudio and Bryan Danielson and stuff, and they'd be there, and they'd be working the ring, and if you want any advice from him, it's bloody William Regal. He's right there. A little bit disappointing that he felt he was just talent. Great as a role in talent.
But
you should be leaning on people like that a little bit more.
I completely agree. I think it's disappointing to her that he wasn't made better use of. I think that, I don't want to make assumptions on William Regal, but I think there's a good chance, right, that even if he was used in that role, he'd probably want to go back to WWE anyway. Yeah. Because of the circumstances there and all of that. But yeah, that sucks. Like, William Regal's really good at stuff. So you do more stuff.
Yeah, excited to see what they do with him. Obviously, I don't know what the rules exactly are about when he can return to our screens. I assume it'll be quite some time, but it'll be incredibly useful behind the scenes. And like I say, Charlie Dempsey, his son's going to benefit from. And it's just nice to have his dad around, I assume.
Yeah, having family members like around is a nice thing.
Yeah, some for a while. My mum's anyway. Right, let's talk.
Good at beer pong.
Very surprising, better than me actually. At
beat
beer pong.
several members of the office at beer pong several times. Won't reveal who. But
Right.
kick their asses.
Yeah, let's move on and bring you that update regarding Peacock / the WWE Network and the removal or the end of the relationship. That's the best way of putting it, between the likes of Progress Wrestling and ICW. Fightful Select had sort of reported this earlier on in the week that the content was to leave the WWE Network. Progress and ICW, in statements that you can read at WhatCulture.com, have now confirmed as such. Obviously, those partnerships have been in place for several years. Basically, when WWE went, oh, that Brit Rest scene, I want all that, basically.
Yeah. Let's have some of those.
Yeah.
So they've been putting this years and years and years. They've got quite a vast library now of ICW and Progress shows on the network and Peacock. Both of those companies, obviously very important during that Brit Rest boom of the mid to late 2010s. ICW selling over 6,000 tickets for the Hydro for Fear and Loathing. I think that was 2016.
GG Peeps, man.
GG Peeps, man. It was Joe Coffey and Kurt Angle in the main event. So it was like the mix of homegrown talent and big name fly-ins. Like ICW was popping. Like it was crazy. As that
I remember
raucous,
those Grado entrances.
all the Madonna stuff and Joe Hendry doing his
Joe
thing.
Hendry,
Still
man.
doing his thing in Impact, of course. New heights, one might add.
Drew showed up there, didn't he?
Aye.
The lights on, lights off gimmick.
Drew was an ICW original.
Aye, I thought so.
Why am I doing an accent? I am Scottish. So yeah, like ICW has that raucous kind of like beer-soaked, chaotic atmosphere. Where Progress was like they went for the punk aesthetic. They were like they had the cool shows in the Electric Ballroom with like, is that the name of the venue? Yeah, the Camden place.
Yeah.
Jim Smallman doing the promos, and like it's like a really cool looking venue, and they had the aesthetic, but also the cutting edge ring product as well. Like I was a huge Progress fan. Like during that boom, and like guys like Pete Dunne and Trent Seven and Tyler Bate and all those great wrestlers coming through. They go onto the network and all of that stuff. Now that relationship is coming to an end. It'll be interesting to see how these companies do anything differently, if they do indeed. I'm here for the ride.
Yeah. Simon Miller off the WWE Network, therefore, for now, until a week on Saturday, I believe. Rumors are to be believed.
Yeah. No,
You didn't hear it from me.
what's he doing there?
Dunno.
No. What are we on about? I don't know.
Hey, you didn't hear it from us.
Folks, where's the lie? Well,
Let
we
me
didn't
just
tell
say-
one, so...
Number 30. Can you imagine? I'd literally explode on the live stream.
Comes out
Join us for
slapping
live
his
stream
head.
next Saturday.
I don't know.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions. First question today comes from Jake, who writes, would you ever have someone give Sting his first loss in AEW?
Ooh.
I saw he has 14 wins, 0 losses. I think it'd be amazing if when he finished his career, he was undefeated in AEW.
Yeah, it's interesting this, because the traditional pro wrestling thing is you put the next people over on your way out of the territory, brother. And as we understand it, Sting is going to be done by the end of the year. That's when his contract is up. He's not going to have any singles matches. He's going to do tag matches only, or whatever. I'm in two minds over this. One, it's a good way to use a legend like Sting. If you got the next person you want to get over, beat his ass. Why not? But at the same time, for me, the whole Sting thing has just been a feel-good vibe. It's been, here's this old guy who, like, from, the end of his WWE run was so physically broken, we were led to believe that if he ever took a bump again, it would be like the worst thing ever. And he's having these fun matches. He's taking power bombs from Brian Cage. He's diving off of stuff. I think it would fit the feel-good tone of this whole thing if he just beat someone, if he just won.
Yeah.
Why?
Rode off with his son into the sunset?
His young goth son.
Yeah. Nephew, I don't know, maybe I don't know what the vibe there is they're going for there. I like that idea, and I understand that people want to see him head off into the sunset undefeated in AEW. It's a lovely touch. But I do think he's got room for one more singles match to put over some young talent on his way out. I'm thinking Sting going down to Shaq. Got to go 50-50, guys.
Hey, Shaq, we haven't seen Shaq since he came out of that ambulance, man. Crazy.
Just disappeared.
That was wild, wasn't it?
Or for people in the arena, ran away.
You know what he should have done when he did like his next sports show? Shaq should have come out with like a neck brace or something on, selling the bumps. Did he do that? I don't know, man.
I don't even remember.
Wild. That Shaq match was fun, though.
That was a lot more fun than I anticipated.
Celebrity matches are good.
Snoop Dogg aside, are good.
Yeah, that was something
That was
else.
the one anomaly in all this.
Something else.
Or just, have Sting lose to Danhausen just to watch Twitter explode.
Snoop's frog splash is etched. It just kind of went like
He
gradually fell over.
He's a bit like me playing football. He's all knees and elbows, isn't he?
He's a very long man.
He is indeed.
He's like,
I think I heard someone describe him as looking like he was made of joints as he jumped off that top rope.
I once described former Aberdeen goalkeeper Bertrand Bossou as the guy who played like he had cooked spaghetti for limbs.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg wrestling. There you go.
Very good. Second question today comes from John Harrison, who writes, "Good Thursday, boys."
Is it a good Thursday, John? I like the optimism.
Yeah. I want to get a coffee. I'm in a good mood.
I've had too many coffees already.
You can never
like
have too
15 deep.
Oh, you can have too many. The Royal Rumble is looming, writes John Harrison. So excited for next Saturday. Does Rhea Ripley do a long stint in the Men's Rumble, getting down to the Final Four where only shenanigans take her out, and then go on to win the Women's Rumble, or what? Have a great day.
I don't think you
Have a
need
great
to
day,
do
John.
both.
No.
I think doing both maybe overcomplicates it a little bit. I'm sure, there's a scenario where doing both could go over well in the arena, but I think you do one or the other.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit overkill, perhaps, running both of these options. Me, personally, I would just have her go in the women's match and kick everyone's ass and win. Keep it simple.
Record eliminations?
Yeah, why the hell not?
Yeah.
52 people. There's only 30 in the match, but she grabs 22 out of the crowd and throws them out as well.
Chucks them over the top rope, brings
Yeah.
her back in, chucks them over again,
Yeah.
says that counts.
Ring announcer, where you at? Commentators, come on, get in, get out. I would go down that route. I would do one or the other, doing both, maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Save some spots for other things.
Yeah, I agree. I think, plus you've got Judgment Day being represented in the Final Four by Dominic Mysterio, so, you've got that. But I'd have just Rhea just rule the Women's Royal Rumble. I know people have said that Cody, when he wins the Men's Royal Rumble, should be in there for a long time, so it doesn't just feel like he's come in late and won the whole thing. But he's coming back from tit injury. Titchery, right? So
He's had his tit re-titched.
Yeah, just have him come in late. We all know he's going to be there. Have him re-establish number 27 as the luckiest number, because I think it's tied with 30 now, so just do it again.
Yeah.
Have him do that, and have Rhea, come in from 4 and just dominate, like you said. Completely agree. Final question today comes from Daz.
Daz.
Who, it wasn't really a question. I've just sort of jumped off the back of his amazing achievement, because Daz writes, "Hello, gents. Just finished the 48.6 miles of the Dopey Challenge in full wrestler attire. Doesn't Michael Hamlet run?" He does, indeed. "I need someone to be the Road Warriors with me next year." Look at all the amazing outfits he's done this in as well.
Gee whiz, look at this. Look at the broad spectrum of... It's just bold and colourful outfits. Like, I know it's The Rock, right? But bottom left, have you actually come dressed as WhatCulture's own Jamie Kennedy there? Because he too has a penchant for fine shirts and jackets.
Snazzy boy.
Shout outs to Jamie. Great dress. Great snazzy dress.
Yeah.
Stuff that I could never pull off.
No.
I love it. But these rule, man. Look at these different... Oh, he's got the what are those trousers called again that he's wearing for the Macho Man? Zubas?
Yeah, something like that.
I want a pair of those. I really want. Where do I get those?
Yeah, I don't know, but when you're getting them, get me a pair as well.
I will.
Wear them on the news.
We'll walk around the office dressed like that. Zubas. I don't know. Let us know where you buy these, the internet. I'm well aware we could Google this, but we're lazy.
This comment section's going to be tasty
What it's going to be is 100% people, 99% people ripping on me for that comment about
Oh,
overreactions, because I'm definitely on an island like Tom Cruise in Castaway. He's got that.
Yeah, that's the one who was in Castaway.
He's got the pet baseball, hasn't he? William flew off a plane. God.
I need you on the main channel now.
No, I love Tom Cruise.
Stop getting all films wrong. Just spit everywhere, as I said that.
He was in Top Gear as well. Top Gear Maverick. Gee whiz.
Genuinely,
Oh, that was Tom Hanks.
genuinely
gosh.
the best film of last year, that. I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
Top Gear's a TV show, you idiot.
Anyway, Daz, I was going to mention, is also today's and finally, because
Sorry, Daz.
you may remember back in November he ran the Disney half marathon as Bray Wyatt, and he's, like I said, he's continued to. He did the Disney marathon in 2020 as Hogan, the Wine and Dine half marathon as Wyatt, the Dopey Challenge 5K as the Macho Man, the Rock 10K, and then half marathon as Warrior, and all together and the marathon has seen, look at all those bloody medals there as well. Fair play, Daz. 48.6 miles, an incredible achievement, Daz. He is at Wrestler Runner on Twitter. Daz, hoy up some links for whatever charity you're supporting and we will donate to that, and we encourage others to do so as well, because that's an amazing achievement.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, literally, like, looking at those medals, the only medal I have is for finishing second in the second division at Aberdeen Goals on a Wednesday night.
Fair play.
So shout outs to
That's
Daz.
great.
Like, this is incredible. He's crushing this, and I wish I had the what's the word I'm looking for? The gusto.
The
to go and
maxi.
do something like this. Yeah, it's awesome. Shout outs to Daz.
The only award I have is the one I bought for myself for winning the WhatCulture Fantasy Football League a few years ago.
I'm on the verge of winning that 3 seasons.
Hey,
So
it's not for certain people, you know.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
But yeah,
It's like
congratulations,
having
Daz.
2 stars above your badge.
And Michael Hampler has said he will definitely run this race with you next year.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
100%.
So, I mean, and it's his word. So, if he's not a man of his word, what is he?
Pinocchio. Geppetto. That's the old man who created Pinocchio, isn't
He
it?
is.
He's really old. So.
And he's played by Tom Cruise in the new version, isn't he?
No, he's not, you silly
Oh,
sausage.
sorry. Is that Pinocchio in Mission Impossible? Have I got confused there?
Come on.
Tells a lie. Just get him out of it.
That's Hans Gruber. Gosh.
Stop getting films wrong. That's also the comment section.
What's one, like, what's the best film we could get wrong that would, like, probably, what's something that people, like, really, like, get super, like, fanny about?
Citizen Kane.
Yeah, Glenn Jacobs sucks. Why do people watch that film? Anyway, let's wrap this.
Yeah, anyway, thoughts on everything in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from. For Daily Wrestling Podcast, myself and Nathaniel, we're sitting down to review Dynamite, and as Andy mentioned, Miller will be here a little bit later with ups and downs from last night's show as well. Thoughts, Twitter questions, it's Wacky Friday. I'm going to spit and dribble in a minute here.
Yeah, what do you mean going to?
Yeah.
I see that pool.
At WhatCulture WWE on Twitter, send us your weirdest, best wrestling question. Not even wrestling, just
Crap.
questions.
Make them really crap.
Yeah,
Like,
the rubbisher the better. And any drawings you want to send us for the background, you know what to do. At WhatCulture WWE. Well, actually, you can follow both of us. You can follow Andy Murray
at Andy H. Murray. The H today stands for, hey, listen to Vile Creature. If you like your music slow, heavy, like really crushing, but also kind of mournful, like doomy. They're really great. Good people as well, which always helps. Great stuff. And we've all met a few vile creatures in our time
Indeed,
as well.
we have. You can follow me.
I met the Flatty once, and he was not nice.
Follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, as I said.
And the eel, he's a prick too.
And now my thanks to Andy Murray. Congratulations to Daz again. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.